welcome to another In the Car podcast. I feel like I haven't done one of these in quite some time. Here we are. I hope everyone had a really happy holidays and a good New Year's. Yeah, I didn't go and see family this year. I actually spent Christmas with my boyfriend's family. It was so nice. We did like a white elephant exchange. Also, my corporate 9-to-5 job, they had like a PJ party, and we also like cooked a bunch of Italian food. We bring our own dishes, and it was really fun. It was really nice. But I'm really happy that the holiday season is over. It's finally like a fresh breath of air. I will say over the holidays though, I ended up trying peppermint candy. Whenever I was a little kid, I was allergic to peppermint. Specifically the ones that you get in the department store, the like small soft candies from like Hobby Lobby. Those are the ones that made me rash out the worst. And then I just remember as a kid, I would just like rash all out, and it would last a few days and then it would go away. Well, as I got older, I get a little more risky, and I'm like, I love the taste of candy canes. So it's like, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. So there was like these little hot chocolate bombs, and they were topped with a candy cane stick on the top. I was like, for sure, like nothing's gonna happen. I've had peppermint like here and there. Like I've had like the peppermint mocha from Starbucks, nothing happens. I've had the twisted peppermint body wash, does nothing to me. I love candles with peppermint scent. Nothing has really caused me to like rash out the way I did when I was a child. So it's like, well, maybe I grew out of it. Maybe it's just like an allergy I had when I was like a kid. I was probably like 6 or 7 years old, you know? So here I was, I tried the hot chocolate bomb, and I took the candy cane off and I start sucking on it, right? Well, literally the next morning, like I probably ate it at like 7 or 8 p.m. at night, and I wake up the next morning and there's just like rash bumps like all over me, like on my arms, on my legs. I'm still kind of coming down from it. I still have like little small bumps everywhere, and I've been taking Benadryl, but I hate taking Benadryl because it makes me so drowsy. But I guess it's true, like you never really grow out of your allergies. I think it would be a totally different story if it was something that like caused me not to breathe properly or something of that sort. I probably 100% wouldn't have tried it, but since it wasn't like a big allergic reaction, or I didn't remember like vividly how it felt to like eat peppermint and the side effects of it, I was like, oh, whatever, let's try it. So that's my bad. I'm still on my little Benadryl kick. I'm hoping it goes away in like a few days, or I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. I also want to hear what you guys did for New Year's. Did you guys go out to any fancy bars? Did you go on a trip with your boyfriend? This, that, and the other. I've always been a workaholic, right? So I've either been in like food and beverage or 9-to-5 where there's events and I have to like show up and like work the events and be present for them. And I'm very much still in that world, but I'm very thankful that there's no events like this go around. So I'm able to have Christmas off and New Year's off and everything like that. Like I'm so spoiled in that sense. I'm so grateful. Speaking of which, I always change jobs like a lot. Like I can't find one job that I just feel like is the perfect fit for me, and maybe that's just for everyone. Like I wanna eventually work for a company where I'm like so happy to like sell that company, be like, this is my home, this is our 7 ballrooms, this is our different linen selection, we have an amazing outside vendor, we do this, we do this, we do this. That would be like my dream job, is being like an event manager or a catering manager, doing that. And I know it's definitely changed over the years. I really was big into like film and editing. I went to school for it, I got a degree, and I found out the hard way that everyone is just really biased. So it's kind of all about who you know, not what you know. And it's kind of very similar in hospitality, but I feel like if you put your head down in hospitality and you work really hard and you prove yourself, you get that recognition and people are going to want to hire you. I'm very much like a forward-facing person. Like I'm very bubbly. Like I'm a people pleaser at heart. Like I love pleasing other people, being a part of that experience, you know? So that's kind of what keeps me in hospitality. But the older I get, the more I'm like geared towards hospitality. I'm like, okay, this is my job. I actually, speaking of which, I got my very first management position. I worked hard for it. At first, when I first got it, I was like, I don't know if I deserve this. Like, this is a big title for me. Like, this is a big step up. So I was like doing a lot in like the event space. Like there was a period of time where I was trained to be a sales coordinator, and then I was trained to be an event coordinator, and then I was like very little like being a part-time banquet server every so often at like different companies and stuff. And then I started at the front desk for a bit while I was working in sales, and then eventually one of the companies that I was working at the front desk was like, hey, I really like your attitude, I like your resume, I like your background, I can see you're very driven towards events, and we want you to be a part of our team. And thankfully they like let someone go. I mean, I shouldn't say thankfully, like I feel really bad for the guy. He was a great guy, I love him to death. I actually got a chance to meet the guy that I actually replaced, but they've been nothing but amazing to me. They've been very accommodating, and I don't know, I feel like I'm really very much like growing into the role. Speaking of which, I bought my very first Cartier jewelry piece, the love ring, and I had my eye on it for a bit, and I was like, oh, I just don't deserve it. Like, I just feel like I'm not there yet. Like, I just don't feel like worthy. Sometimes when you want things, you're just like, am I worthy enough for that? Like, what did I do to like deserve that? Well, eventually I just kind of like talked myself into it, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna buy this for myself. Like, this is gonna be like a momentum for my very first management milestone ring. So it's actually the one I'm wearing on my index finger on the left side. And I love rings. I can't wait to like buy more and stack them, but I'm a very intentional person. Like, when I want something, I want it to last. And number two, I want it to be something that I can continue to wear over and over again. It's not like a fast fashion trend. Example, like my earrings, I wear them all the time. My jewelry or my necklace, I wear it all the time. So when I invest in like rings, I want it something that I can wear every single day and like appreciate. So I love it. I love it to death. I feel like as I get older, I'm bigger on trying to make a decision for myself, like, oh, well, I want to pay off all my debt and then I'll be in a better place. And I get my head wrapped around that idea, and I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And I finally get to a point where I'm like, okay, half of whatever I make goes into savings, the other half we're putting on the debt, or almost all of my income is going to the debt, and I'm only keeping like $100-$200 to spend on myself. And I go through these phases, right? Well, with those phases, I also change jobs. Like, I don't really stay at a job longer than like 2 or 3 years. Generally speaking, I hop around a lot, which is my own fault, but it's like new opportunities present themselves and everything happens for a reason, and you know, we have to move on. But it's just so ironic that like once I get my head down and I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing 100%, then I get an income change, my money is different, and then I'm like rethinking everything, and I'm like, do we still want to pay off all our debt, or do I want to actually live my life? And then I go on Instagram and I see all these people like taking these cool trips and traveling and living their best life, and I really like to travel. I moved around a lot as a kid, different like southern states. We also lived in like Australia, and the older I get, I have like this FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like, I want to visit those places and I want to see them, and it's not one of those things where I want to stay there for like weeks on end and see everything and try all the food and know all the background and the culture about everything. I'm very much more of like an experience person. Example, I went on my very first solo trip to Riviera Maya, Mexico. That was probably like 1.5 years ago, maybe almost 2. I absolutely loved it. I love the Edition hotels. They're my absolute favorite. I couldn't express how much love I have for them. But since then, I have gained like an appreciation for all the Edition hotels, and like that's my goal now. It's like, I want to go to the one in Tokyo, I want to go to the one in Rome, I want to go to the one, I went to the one in Miami for my birthday, not last year, but the year before. Can anyone else relate, or am I kind of weird for that? So I'm very much in this phase of like, I don't know if I want to pay off my debt. Like, I kind of just want to like save up money and then throw it at a trip, or like my parents are getting older, maybe I could take my mom to Australia and we could see Sydney, because we've never been to Sydney. We've only been to like Victoria, and I don't know, like that's just very much where my head's at. And you can tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong in any means, but whenever I travel, I don't travel for like weeks on end. I only travel for like a few days. It'd be like 2 nights in Rome, 2 nights in Japan, 2 nights in London. Like, that sounds so fun, and maybe just like space it out like 2 or 3 trips a year. But the hardest part for me right now is like, I found someone that I want to spend the rest of my life with, but at the same time, they're not fully legal in America. They're in between the status of like trying to get a green card. And it's hard because getting a green card isn't like an instant gratification. It's not something you can instantly get. You just take a test the next day and you like get your citizenship. It's not like you just get married and you instantly get the gratification of being an American citizen. It's a lot harder, and I've never dated anyone that has that kind of status attached to their name. So it has been a little bit different to like navigate, because I've expressed my interest of like solo travel, and like I love Edition hotels, I love spas, that's like something I want to do, but my partner is very much like, I don't know if I want you to go. Like, I want to be with someone that wants to wait and do everything together. And like, at a certain extent, I can understand it. But at the same time, it's not like I'm saying that we can't do things together. Like, we can still go to New York. We can still go to Las Vegas. We can still go to Miami. We can do all these cool things in America. Like, we don't have to go outwards. But for him, it's more like a thing where he wants to do it all together. And I'm like, well, I don't want to wait until I'm 40 to travel. Like, I want to see what I want to see and call it done. It's not like this major milestone, you know? It's just like an experience. It's like a weekend trip is the way I see it. Even though it's like so far across the continent, that's just how I am, you know? So I don't know. What is your opinion on it? What do you guys think? Is it wrong for me to want to travel by myself and do these things? And it's not even coming from like an ill intention. It's coming from like a experience standpoint. Like, I know what I want to do, and I don't want to have to hold any type of burden or change my feelings or my itinerary to like accommodate someone else, if that makes sense. Like, I want to feel like I have that freedom. We've been together for a few years now, so it's kind of hard to say if like my partner is going to come to terms of like that's just something that I want to do, because I haven't traveled since we've been together, but it's definitely something I did before then. And the crazy thing about it was the last time I went on a solo trip to Mexico, I was actually dating a guy and he was watching my dog before I went to Riviera Maya. And then I come back and like literally like a week later he like breaks my heart. And he's like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, I just think we're different people and this, that, and the other, and I don't want to hold you back, and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, is that just like an every guy thing? Like, someone please explain to me. Is it because I went on a solo trip by myself and I'm showing that I'm independent and I like doing things alone? Does that make me wrong? Does that make me a bad person? And it's like, I don't even feel like a relationship should define what you do. Like, I feel like you should be able to have your own hobbies and do your own things while also being in a relationship. Like, we can still go out to dinner and like go do fun things, and you know what I mean? Like, just take a road trip to Yosemite. Like, it doesn't have to be an international flight by all means. Like, if I want to take like a 2-day weekend trip internationally just to see things, take photos, come back, why is that so wrong for me to do? Please explain if I am in the wrong, if maybe I have a different mindset than other people. But I definitely want to travel because I want to, in the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years max, I want to have kids, you know, I want to have a family, and I want to like get all of my traveling out of the system before I have kids, because then I want to be locked down and like committed to the family and like seeing how is this gonna work. Someone has to take them to school, someone has to pick them up, we have to make dinners, we have to make meal plans, we have to save up for their future and have savings accounts for their college and do things that like I never got as a kid. Like, no one ever made me a savings account for college, and I'm paying for it. I'm paying out my ass for it now. I pay thousands of dollars a month towards my student loan, and I'm working so hard to pay them off. Like, if I didn't travel and I just like throw everything at it, I could get it paid off in 2 years, but at the same time, like, what if I die tomorrow? Am I gonna regret that I didn't use any of my money for things that made me happy and I just threw it to the government? So I don't know. I very much regret going to college, but I understand that everything happens for a reason, and if I didn't go to college, I wouldn't be who I am, and I wouldn't have met the people that I met, and I wouldn't probably be in California right now because I came down here for an internship in film. Even though I didn't end up getting a long-term career out of it, it basically changed my future forever. So, you know, that's my thoughts on that. That's my cup of tea. As for the Taycan, you're probably wondering, like, what car are you driving? So I still have the Taycan. It's an EV car. It was having problems like a year ago. Well, recently I took it into the shop because the tire wasn't like holding air. Every time you put air in it, it just wouldn't hold. So I dropped it off to get it seen about, and then the Porsche dealership was like, oh, it's because the rim is cracked, and we think there's a much larger problem going on. One of the bearings is messed up. It's causing like a misalignment on the car, this, that, and the other. And I didn't know if they were like pulling my leg or if they were just trying to get extra money out of me. So I was like, okay, well, I want my car back. Thank you for fixing the tire part. I'm gonna take it back, and I'm gonna take it to a Porsche dealership that I trust. Because I was working in Irvine, and the Porsche dealership I like going to is in Long Beach, which is probably like a 30-minute difference. And the one in Irvine just put like a bad taste in my mouth. Like, they weren't giving me like a rental car. They weren't offering to send me home because I was living towards downtown LA, and it's out of their mileage program, Well, Long Beach, like, over and beyond, like, committed. They were like, if you want a rental car, we can just book it out way in advance, and you can have the rental car, or if you want us to send you home, even if it's not in our miles program, we're committed to sending you back to your home. And I really respected that as a brand, and that's why I wanted to take it to the Long Beach location. So I dropped it off on December the 3rd. And then now it's probably the end of Christmas. It's probably like, what, the 27th, 28th of December. It's a work in progress. Baby Tycoon's back in the shop. She's just getting looked at, trying to figure out what the bigger issue is and why everything is going on the way it's going on. Until then, we have Miss McCon. She's a beautiful car. I'm not an SUV kind of girl though, I will say. I'm a small girl. Like a small girl with a small car. I like easy parking. Like, I've always been like kind of like a sports car kind of girl. So driving an SUV just feels kind of weird for me. Like, I feel like I need to have my kids. I need to take my kids to soccer practice and like do all these weird things. But yeah, I've had her for about a month now. The interior is gorgeous though. The beige is like to die for. Like, I kid you not. It reminds me of having my Mustang when I was like younger. It's very different because I have to get gas. I haven't gotten gas in like almost 2 years. Like, the car is almost like 2 years old. But yeah, it costs about $85 to fill up this bad boy. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I love my car and I wouldn't change it for the world. The only thing I really do miss out on is when I was working in sales in Long Beach, I actually had free charging every single day that I was there. That was like Monday through Friday until they cut my hours. I was getting free charging. Like, literally I plugged the car in. By the time I go home, it's at 100%, which was amazing. It was like definitely 100% a luxury. And I was hoping that I was able to keep that luxury when I transferred over to the property that I'm working at now. But come to find out, they don't have any charging stations. They don't have any plans of having any charging stations, so I don't get the free charging. So that's a luxury that I miss out on. So I'm now having to pay like, what, $30 extra like every few days to get it charged because I'm driving so far. I'm driving 45 miles there, 45 miles back. The car can only hold 250. You can imagine that's only like 2 days of driving or 3 days of back and forth driving, and you have to charge the car. Like, are you serious? So that's one thing I don't miss about it, is like the fact that you have to charge it so often. I really wish that I could find a job that either the EV is like 100% taken care of through the company, or finding a job that's like closer of a commute where I'm only driving 10 miles and then that way I only have to charge the car maybe like once every few weeks. That would be the perfect scenario. But until I get there, it is what it is. I'm commuting because obviously I got a promotion. I really like my job, and hopefully one day I'll move to Irvine. I love Irvine. I've come to love it. South Coast Plaza is probably like one of my favorite malls now. The only thing that's really missing is they don't have the La La Land. My Pilates studio is like in Santa Monica. So there is a few stuff that I would have to commute back to for sure. And then my boyfriend's family lives in like towards Pasadena. So I mean, obviously we're gonna commute down here no matter what, but it would be nice to kind of stay in that general area if we're being honest. So fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes. Newport is super close to Irvine. Newport is maybe like a 15-25 minute drive from Irvine, like on a good day. So that would be like perfect. I think I've been talking for maybe like 15-20 minutes now, and I feel like I'm just talking your head off, and I'm so sorry. I just feel like there's like a lot to talk about. Maybe I'm talking about like things that don't even matter, you know, but hopefully I covered some things and maybe it was enjoyable for you to listen to. Also, we got these cute little Labubus. Look at them, they're like keychain sized. I hate Labubus, let's be honest. The Labubu trend was not for me, okay? My boyfriend bought me one. It was like a pink one, and then he bought the Labubu like Gucci clothes and stuff to like make me want it more, and I was like so embarrassed of it. It's like so big. It's like this big, guys. Not even gonna lie. I was gonna bring it to work, but where I was working, like both of my bosses are like in their 40s or 50s at the sale job that I was working at, and I was like, I am not showing up with a Labubu on my work bag. You are crazy. We went to the South Coast Plaza because I took him there to like see it because he's never been there before. I was like, this mall's like my favorite. So we stopped in Pop Mart because he really wanted the SpongeBob like Labubu that he's been asking for, and you can't really get them in stores, like hardly ever. Like example, the Dyson Mall, which I think is the Westfield Mall in Beverly Hills, you have to buy them online. Like you can't buy them in stores. Well, when we went to the Pop Mart just to like look around, we actually found them in the store, and I was like, we have to get you one. Like, I'm buying you one. Well, then on our way to the cash register, we run into the Labubu section. I'm like, oh no, here we go. Like, he's been trying to push a Labubu on me since like day one that they came out. He's like, they're so cool, they're so fun, like we have to get them. So there's these little keychain ones, and there's like different prints. There's like the matte ones, there's the colorful ones. We should do like one of the matte and one of the regular and just see what we get. And we're like, okay, we'll get 2. I was like, worst case scenario, you know, you can have them both. He's like, no, you have to have it on your keys, like 100%, you can't take it off. I was like, oh no, here we go. And I ended up with the gray one, and I'm actually kind of happy about it because it's like not too in your face, but now he's like forcing me to keep it on my keys, but it's actually growing on me. It's like the perfect size because it's probably like the size of your hand, and it can still like fit in your pocket and it's not gonna cause like a seam, you know what I mean? But I ended up taking off the little ring that it comes with, and I just put it straight on my keys because this is like the Louis Vuitton, like the key pouch thing. My keys don't normally look like this, okay? Like, please don't judge me, okay? I promise, they don't always look like this. It's because I have my rental key on there, and then they have this silly like fob. I can't tell if it's like a tracking device or if this is what gets them in their garage, but I've tried to take it off time and time again and it just will not come off. So I think they're not wanting you to take off all of this nonsense. And there's like this thing. I'm like, what is going on? There's like 3 things on a rental key. All I need is this one, but thank you. Thank you for all that. So I have all that plus my house key, mailbox key, whatever, but she's cute. Look at her. She's growing on me. I don't know, what's your thoughts? Do you like the mini little boo-boos? Thank you guys so much for listening to my little rants and my little car vlog. I hope you guys found this somewhat entertaining and you were able to get some source of entertainment out of your day. And I hope you guys had a great happy holidays and a good new year, and hopefully I will see you in the near future. I love you all, and I'll talk to you really soon. Bye guys.